to tell you about. So, Nathan Paul.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Marion, for inviting us this evening. It's great to be here again. I want to talk about actually two different organizations just briefly, and then we'll let the candidates who are the most important ones here this evening chat a bit. But the first I want to talk about is on the left there, GSI. That's called the Great Schools Initiative. It's a new nonprofit that we've created in conjunction with the Thomas More Society and WLCPR. The purpose of this is to basically build alliances with other grassroots kind of parents movements and manage projects, high impact projects to transform schools. And the project we're on right now, and this is really important, is called Opt Out. And so if you have your phones just like that, aim at the QR code and it'll bring you to the website. It's at greatschoolsinitiative.org. And what we've done is Michigan has an incredible law that basically allows parents to opt their student out of sex ed. And there's a lot of it's a really strong law, but it's been violated all over the place. And instead of having sex ed in the 5th grade sex ed class or in 7th grade or where they're supposed to, it's scattered everywhere now. And there's all sorts of very, very inappropriate items being taught, being distributed. Kids are seeing just straight up pornography all the way down in the small, like, 1st grade. I mean, so you can't assume this isn't happening to the little kids as well. It's unbelievable what's going on, how quickly. So what TMS has done with us is we've created this opt-out form that is designed to give the parents the ability to opt out of the normal sex ed, but also opt out of all of that other ancillary stuff that's going on, including gender conversations and trans conversations and Gay Pride Week and pronoun conversations, all of that. So this is really important. So if you go to our website, you can download the form there. This is for all the schools in Michigan. So this is really important. We're already getting hit. This is a soft launch. We're just getting this going, but we're getting hits from all across Michigan. So if you've got kids, you've got grandkids, you've got neighbors that have kids that are concerned, you know a kid somewhere, please, you were a kid, take a look at this and make sure you pay attention to that. The second is WLCPR. This is the Walled Lake Citizens for Parental Rights. We created this back in November of last year. It's a large parent group, and we're focusing really on Walled Lake with this. It is a PAC, it's a political action committee. We're designed to really make the impact in Walled Lake schools and transform them. And so TMS, Thomas More Society, approached us last year and said, we believe that Walled Lake can be not only the epicenter for a lot of what the battles are, but can be a model and be the impetus to transform all the schools in Michigan. So this is really an important partnership that we have with TMS. Eric Cardall, we've introduced him. He's in and out a lot. He's been helping Marion with some other things as well. A phenomenal attorney with TMS is here. And he's helping us with kind of both of these actions. So now WLCPR, since we've gotten going, we got a couple of big wins under our belts. One is we were instrumental in getting the mask mandate dropped across Michigan. That was huge. So TMS was that was awesome. We have a new superintendent now. Our old superintendent resigned, which was a good thing, and we have a new superintendent coming in, which we hope is a good thing. So we're really excited about that. We're involved in the opt-out project with GSI and schools all across the state as well. But probably the most important thing we're doing is electing school board members at WLCPR. And so we have 3 board seats that are open, and we have 3 candidates. One can't be here this evening, that are running for those board seats. Can you hit the next slide for me also? So these are our candidates here, Shayna Levin and Christy and Julie Fernandez, and we are having a fundraiser. So this is another one. Please come to our party. We're having a big party on September 17th. We'd love to have you come because obviously it takes money to run these races. But the most important thing are these ladies here. We call them our dream team. They are phenomenal candidates that are really highly energized and dedicated to our schools. So I want to give Shayna and Christy a chance to just say hi and then share a little bit about what you're doing and why you're passionate about running for school board.
Thank you, Nathan, and thank you, Marion, for having us here tonight. So my name is Shayna Levin. The first thing I'm going to tell you is it's not the bad kind of Levin. So as you're going around and telling people about us, people are going to say, oh, I'm not voting for Levin. Like, you got to vote for this type of Levin. So I have been a resident of Commerce Township in the Walled Lake Schools for almost 15 years. Crazy, I haven't done anything in my life for that long. I have twins who are in 7th grade. They're 12 years old, and I was very, very involved in, and still am, in the schools. I started being involved before they were even in kindergarten, volunteering at the school. I was a PTA president. I was a PTSA council district vice president. I know all the players in Walled Lake. I've been involved well before the pandemic happened, well before all this craziness happened. I was a huge cheerleader for our district. And then all the problems started, and I started to become even more involved. I have been to nearly every school board meeting, not only in Walled Lake, but other school districts, county commission meetings. I sued the county commission. I do everything that I have to do, that I can do, to try to make the world better, not only for my kids, but for all kids. And I wasn't going to run for school board. Many people asked me, and I said, no, thank you, I'm good. I'd rather be a cheerleader. I've got a big mouth, and I'd rather be able to say whatever I want. But when push came to shove at the end of the deadline to file, we needed another person. And I looked everywhere. I said, hey, you want to run for school board? Anybody want to do that? And, the person I was looking for was a person who was involved, who was passionate, who knew what was going on, somebody that I would be proud to vote for. And the person I was looking for was me. And so I decided to throw my name in the hat, especially when I knew that there were 2 other candidates that were already filed that were strong candidates. And together we had a very valuable combination of experience. And so Julie Fernandez, who can't be here tonight, it has many years of experience being on boards and working in HR. 85% of the budget for Walled Lake Schools is human resources. It's people, it's personnel. So she's got a lot of experience being able to work with that. And then to my right here is Christy Tice, and Christy's going to tell you a little bit about herself, and then we'll open it up for some questions or comments or whatever time we can.
Yeah, and thank you so much for just for organizing this whole event here. It would be a whole lot easier for me to talk if y'all sitting out there were a bunch of 2nd graders, but that's what I teach all day. And getting up in front of crowds is not something I'm used to doing. But I just decided to run because I saw a need. And I found myself always going, complaining about how bad things are. And I thought I have to stop complaining about how bad things are if I'm not willing to get in and be part of the solution. And so I've always had a passion for children. I can never remember a time when I didn't want to be a teacher. And so for the last 18 years, that's what I've been doing, is working with kids and in all different age groups, teaching from K to 8th grade, coaching junior high, helping coach high school volleyball and basketball, and so just helping out in a lot of different areas. And I just really see children as the future of our great nation. And Abraham Lincoln, he once said that what you teach children in the classroom in one generation, that becomes your government in the next. And so I just really believe that our kids deserve so much better. I know from working with kids that when we raise the expectations for them, they can live up to the expectations that we set for them. And if we only put the bar down here, that's all they're ever going to reach. But if we start to raise the bar for them, they will start to reach for that. And I know that's even true in my own life as an adult. So I recently took a new position as principal of a elementary, 1st through 6th grade. And just knowing that my administration has the faith in me pushes me to do my best, to do 150% every day, because I want to hit that mark. And I think the same is true for our kids. In John Adams, he once said that it was more common to see a comet in America than to find a child who couldn't read. And I mean, we all know that comets are not something we go out and see every day. They're pretty rare. So it was even more rare to find somebody who couldn't read. In the Walled Lake District, there's a 38% literacy gap. Prior to 1962, the United States was #1 in literacy. Back in 2016, we had dropped to 125th. So just from history alone, we can see that quality education is possible and that kids can attain that. They can reach the goals that we set for them. But we have to start raising the bar and we have to start inspecting what we expect. So I'm running because I just want to be part of that decision-making process. I want to help hold teachers and students accountable to raise the bar. And these are going to be the people that are leading the future. They're going to be the leaders of future generations. And so I want to make sure they're prepared not only as adults, but prepared to lead the future.
Couple of questions?
Yes.
Christy, can you maintain your position and be on board?
I believe I can, yes. I don't work actually in the district. I'm at a private school, so I think I can go, yes. Great question, thank you.
Could you comment on what you do to improve the literacy rate, which is visible across all of Oakland County, let alone the state?
So this is a really good question. I think that just personally working with kids myself and teaching the lower L, I believe phonics is just a huge component that we need to make sure that it's in the reading programs in schools. And I think a lot of it is first getting on the board and having some transparency and seeing what's out there and exactly the programs that are in the schools. And I'm a big proponent of making sure that phonics is part of that program.
Yes. On the opt-out letters, how are the parents getting notified regarding those? And do they also have a viewing of the curriculum that is going to be taught to these children where parents can go and see what is actually being taught?
Sure, great question. So in terms of getting our form, the opt-out form, you get that on the website. We're just rolling that out right now in terms of getting information to the school district. So we've got a master program we're launching, and we're partnering with other groups all across the state to make sure the local parent groups in, on the west side of the state, east side, wherever they are also getting that information. So that's what we're doing right now. If you want to help with that, got ideas, I'm all open for that. The second thing is in terms of the actual, what second part was?
Curriculum.
The curriculum. So the actual curriculum that is being taught is often hidden. And they're supposed to be announcing that. So every school by law, if you teach sex ed, is supposed to have an SCAB, a sex ed advisory board, that is supposed to then approve whatever it is, define the class time, and then present that to the parents ahead of time. So that's some of the action we're doing is just school districts don't even have an SCAB, they're not functioning, they're just running all over. So we're involved with that as these issues come up. TMS is helping us go after kind of high impact cases.
Before we get kicked out here, I just want to clarify a couple things. So there's this fundraiser on the 17th. Any of you who are precinct delegates that live within Walled Lake Schools have probably been inundated with emails from me. We have our own event on Wednesday the 14th. What we really need is a couple things. We need people to spread the word. We need door knockers. We need people to share the message. It's not enough to get the votes from however many people are in this room. I need every one of you to get 10 more people to vote for us and get those 10 people to get 10 more people, because it's going to take 20,000 votes to win in Walled Lake, and that's a big number. And I've got 1,300 Facebook friends. It's not going to cut it. So I need everybody to spread the word. We have door hangers here. If you are willing to actually use them, go knock on doors. Please take them. If you need more, please contact us. There's 3 different door hangers, but we're all in the back of each of them, so you don't need 3 of them. You just need one, a stack from one of those piles. And then we need money. I'm not afraid to ask for money. I appreciate every dollar that's been donated so far. We need roughly $25,000 to fund the campaign the way that we need to fund it, with a couple mailers and texts and things like that. We have about $5,500 right now, and there's an absentee, window that's opening here in a couple weeks. So I appreciate every $10. I appreciate the $100. I appreciate $1,000. Whatever you can donate. There's some QR codes in the back that will go to all 3 of us. If it's easier to donate to the PAC, please do that, and I'm sure they'll help us out. But those are the things that we need. So please help us. Please take, the passion that you each have being here in this room and spread the word, whether you live in Walled Lake, live in Bloomfield Hills. We school board candidates really need your help. We're just moms and dads. We're not politicians. This isn't what we do for a living. We have no idea what we're doing, but we're really trying hard to do it all together. So we thank you very much for your time and attention. If you have any other questions, we'll be here at the end. Feel free to pull us aside. We'd love to talk to you.
And get a flyer just so you know their names. You'll remember their names.